Omni Edition Sports presents from Garden City High School in Garden City, Michigan, Cougar Baseball. This afternoon, the Garden City Cougars take on the Melvindale Cardinals. Hi, everybody. Dan York along with Steve Gentilia as we bring you our first broadcast of spring sports for 2021, our first broadcast of Cougar baseball in quite some time. And Steve, as a former high school baseball coach and someone who's been involved in this program at Garden City and in programs around the area, it's just great to have kids on the field playing baseball.
Absolutely, Dan. This is Garden City's been known for years for their baseball and softball programs, and it's just a great thing to have the kids out playing and to see them out here again this year.
It is towards the end of the season, but this is a great matchup. Both of these teams in the Western Wayne Athletic Conference with one loss. Melvindale has played more conference games than Garden City has, so Garden City will have to catch up. But this is a big game for both of these teams today, a big game for both of these teams on Wednesday, because obviously a split kind of just keeps it even. But if either team can take take both games of the two-game set, they'll have a big advantage in trying to win this Western Wayne Athletic Conference.
Yeah, and I know that's both coaches on both sides here are looking forward to getting this first victory here when you got back-to-backs. So getting that first one out of the way is huge for both teams here today. So hopefully the Cougars come out on top here today and then go into tomorrow with some steam and getting ready to head into postseason play.
And when you talk about our coaches, we have two different sets of experience. Robert Murray, the brand new coach of Garden City. This is his first year as a head coach here. Merle, the coach at Melvindale, has been a coach for 18 years at Melvindale. So both coaches with different levels of experience, although Coach Murray for Garden City has coached a lot in the area, but this is his first head varsity job.
Yep, they've both seen a lot of things changes and the game, how the game has changed over the past 20 years or so, and they've obviously have evolved with the game and been able to keep doing it. So it's great to see some experienced coaches out here and see some things happening.
So on the mound for the Cougars this afternoon will be Jimmy Harancic. He is a left-hander for this Garden City baseball team, and a left-handed pitcher at this level is a big advantage. Absolutely.
You do a lot of things with those left-handed pitchers. You can keep the running games intact and hold your runners close, and then just delay how things go with the running game, and also do some different things, ins and outs with the pitches and different pitch locations, and it's always different for the batter seeing that ball coming out of that left-hander's arm.
Harancic has pitched 13 2/3 innings for Garden City this season, so he has the second most innings pitched on this Garden City team. He throws 70% strikes to the batters he faces. Let's take a look at the starting lineup that he will face for the Melvindale Cardinals. You see leading off and playing shortstop is Christian Ochoa. Batting second and catching is Jason Gabbard. Hitting third, the left fielder Camille Brito. Batting fourth, Sebastian Lazoya is the cleanup hitter at first base. Right fielder is McMiller. At second base, Najia. The designated hitter is Ocampo. The pitcher is Johnny Ford. He will bat for himself. And Jordan Stanley, the third baseman for the Melvindale Cardinals. And the second baseman for Melvindale, he will be the one that is DH'd for here in this game. Different than in the pros now, you can use your designated hitter for any player you choose, and Melvindale choosing to use the DH for their second baseman.
Yep. And I know at some levels, I think it's the freshmen and the JV levels now at the high school, they're allowing 10 batters just to get some kids some more reps and things, which I think is a great idea at the high school level, getting kids more reps, as many reps as they can get, and get them as much experience out on the field as they can, so before they get to that varsity level.
So we're ready to get things underway as Ochoa will lead it off for the Melvindale Cardinals. We had some overcast skies earlier today, but it is sunny and nice and a perfect day for baseball here at Garden City High School.
Great day to play too, Dan.
But we'll only play one. 80 degrees right now here at Garden City High School. We're underway. Harancic, the left-hander, Comes to the plate. He gets strike one.
Good opening pitch there. A little starting off with some breaking stuff. Trying to set up the batter here. Looks like they're trying to work him inside a little bit. See what they can do here.
The defense for Garden City has Minton at third, Widmer at short, Lee at second, and Earl at first. We'll check the outfield in just a second. There's a swing and a miss at a high fastball, so 0-2 on Ochoa. Gabbard on deck, the catcher.
Now you really got that batter guessing here what's coming next. They don't know high, low, inside, outside. Set him up inside, and it just came high with up in the eyes. So see where he goes with this one.
There's a ground ball foul down the first base side, a 1-2 count on Ochoa.
Kind of that emergency swing there, two-strike swing, good two-strike approach by Ochoa, the other batter, and trying to stay alive here in the box.
The outfield has changed for Garden City. It is Bullard in left, Wackrow in center, and Nazarowski in right for Garden City. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a strikeout.
That's a great sequence of pitches there. Started him off inside, got him in on the hands a little bit, then came with that high fastball up in the eyes, and then went back away for that strike three. It was a great sequence of pitches there between the pitcher and the catcher.
That'll bring up Gabbard, the catcher, who also pitches on this Melvindale team. Batting about .321 of the captains. And there's a swing and a miss at a slider or a curveball. I'm not sure which, Coach.
Yeah, that one kind of broke away like a slider a little bit, but it had that little 12 to 6 break there, so that was good.
Left-hander gets the sign he wants, comes to the plate.
Yeah, I really like what
on the inside corner.
He's doing here. He's got that little kick and a little delay there, really trying to throw those batters off timing-wise. It's a nice little thing he's got going out there right now.
They have a scoreboard here at the field, but they're not using it. Here's the pitch. Popped up foul right over our announce house here up against the baseball field at Garden City High School. We'll thank them all as the game goes on, but a lot of people put in a lot of hours Friday and today to make sure we could televise this baseball game here on OmniEdition Sports and GCTV. So we thank them. As you see that one, just a little high.
Just a bit.
Hit the ball.
Every once in a while, Dan, you got to hit the ball. If anyone knows that reference, email Dan at
Steve Gentilia at gmail.com.
Well, no, but
that's all I could come up with. And there's a strike three called on Gabbard. Nice sequence there for Garden City.
Yeah, this battery's really working well here. They got things in rhythm here. They must have had a good bullpen session before the game here and really got things in sync here for this first two batters.
And that'll bring up Brito. Batting .410 this season. The regular number 3 hitter for this Melvindale Cardinal team. That one's fouled off.
Hey, you mentioned they have a scoreboard here now. Boy, that's a big change since I was back here. That's a luxury we did not have way back in the day.
And they're not even using it. When did you graduate from Garden City?
Oh, the Ice Ages? Back in 1994.
Okay.
So back in, I played for Coach Bob Drop, and then he retired and continued playing for Coach Eisminger and Gary Pierce, and then just continued on coaching right after college and getting back involved with the game.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. Easy flip over to first. And the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Garden City and Jimmy Horanzik. And in perfect control in the first inning was Horanzik.
The great play there by the second baseman. Staying under control, hand on top, funneling that ball right into the belly button. Making that nice little flip over to first base. Great play.
It's a slag infield here at Garden City. And if you've played on a slag infield, you know the bounces are pretty true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It is very playable when it's wet. But when it is dry, it is like playing in the Sahara Desert. It's like playing on concrete.
Yes, absolutely. Being out in that parking lot, taking those late February, early March ground balls off the parking lot pays dividends here on this field. That's for sure. It's I think when we played, I didn't play on this field. We still played our games at the park, but then they transitioned.
Oh, that's right. For a couple of years, they played over there, didn't they?
Yep. Then they transitioned back over to here, put some money back into the fields, and it was a cooperation between the GCYA and the schools at the time, I believe. Redid some fencing and things, and then here lately have done the dugouts, and it's really made some nice improvements here.
Yeah, and more improvements coming with the passage of the bond millage and some of the work with the sinking fund, so more improvements coming for this field as well as the baseball field. Let's take a look at the starting lineup that will face Ford of Melvindale. Leading off for the Cougars and playing third base is Charlie Mitten. Batting second, he's the pitcher today, Jimmy Horancic. Hitting third, the left fielder, that is Jack Bullard. Batting fourth in the designated hitter, number 11, Xander Talbert. Hitting fifth, number 13, Nate Widmer. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 25, Braden Earl. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 6, Mike Nazarowski. Hitting eighth and playing second base, Jaden Lee. And batting ninth and catching, number 1, Garrett Bozeman. Again, Cam Wackrow is in center field for Garden City. He is the player being DH'd for the Cougars.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Cougars line up here today. Looks like they've got some, just by looking at some of the emblems on their helmet, they got some pretty, high-level travel players playing on this team, and should be a good contest here between the pitcher and batters here, seeing what they can do with this Cougar lineup. Hopefully things go their way today.
You see the infield for Melvindale, that's Stanley at third, Ochoa at short, Najia at second, Lazoya at first, and the outfielder from left to right, Brito Jackson and McMillard, with Gabbard behind the plate and Ford on the bump for the Cardinals. So Charlie Mitten will lead it off for Garden City. Mitten, a right-hander, facing the left-hander Ford.
He's not giving himself much room to play in the box there. He's all the way to the back of the box waiting to play that break.
He looks at that one outside. Mitten batting .333 coming into this one. Here's one hit into the outfield. The center fielder headed deep. Ball's carrying quite well today, it looks like. There's one up and one away.
He put some good wood on that. That's a big thing you're going to see with these bats. Now they've changed the bat rule back a few years ago, and now they're all what they call BB core bats. There's a differential between the length and the weight has to be a drop 3. There can only be a 3.
And is it more of a composite surf of that?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's more of a real feel of wood. Makes the ball isn't going to jump off as much.
There's a swing and a miss by Horancic. Horancic batting .425 coming into this one. 12 RBIs. Melvindale decked out in those red St. Louis Cardinals jerseys with the kind of the Louisville Cardinal hat.
I like the look because they got you're right with the Louisville, almost the Louisville stirrup, and then the Cardinal jersey and the Louisville hat. Looks good out there. I like those colors, a little red and black.
Garden City with the royal blue pullovers. You should see that one fouled off at home plate. Jack Bullard, the left fielder, on deck for Garden City. No score, bottom one here at Garden City High School. Big game for both of these teams. Outfield straight up, standard depth, infield deep. Swing and a miss by Horancic, and there's the first strikeout of the game for Ford.
And another great pitch there by Ford. He's set that batter up pretty well there. That was good.
That'll bring up Jack Bullard. Now, you know what? There were lineup changes, multiple lineup changes before the game started. And it looks like we're back to Robert Grant in the 3-hole. So Grant swings and misses. So we'll have to see who is where. I had Bullard in left and Grant coming out of the lineup from the last lineup I had.
Well, that's what happens when you fire your secretary a few days before. You get budget cuts. I see it.
You were supposed to take care of this. Here's the rock and the pitch. Fouled off.
Good cut there.
So Grant, who leads the Cougars with 16 RBIs and a .447 batting average.
Let's see what he's going to try and do here with 2 strikes on him. Yep.
Popped up foul and out of play.
A little off-speed pitch there, 2 strikes. Still working them. You know, sometimes I used to tell my players in this situation, I want to sneak a peek back at the catcher and try and catch a quick little glimpse of what they're trying to do with you here.
This one is fisted. The first baseman and the pitcher going after it, and Lozoya ends up fielding it, and the side is retired, so nothing across for Garden City, and we go to the second inning. No score here at Garden City High School. So for the Cardinals, it'll be Lozoya, McMiller, and Najia, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Cardinals. No score in the the top of the first inning here at Garden City High School. Again, 18 years of coaching for Merle Shepard at Melvindale. Assistant 7 years there. He was a graduate from Melvindale High School. Graduated in 1981, same year I graduated from West.
Well, he still hasn't reached Bob Drop status there with years or the legendary. I don't know if he had Moonlight Graham as a doctor, but you know, that's an old story for all us old Garden City people.
Well, that's a great story.
It is. You know, I was just watching, actually, Field of Dreams was on the other day, and I was watching it with my son and daughter, and happened to mention, hey, my high school coach's doctor was Moonlight Graham. They're like, you got to be kidding me.
Because nobody thinks that's a real person.
Right, exactly. He had the card in his office. Moonlight Graham's baseball card in Coach Drop's office.
Well, you know, you and I, who had the Schulberg doing the physicals. So basically the same thing, right?
Right.
Moonlight
Absolutely.
Graham
Yeah.
doing the physicals. There you see Tobias Tuomi, the athletic director, athletic supervisor here at Garden City High School. Oh, he's firing up the scoreboard.
Well,
they must have heard us.
If you ask it, they will come, right?
So Lozoya, McMiller, and Najia will bat here in the second inning. So the confusion was that Grant, the coach, only put down the number 2, which was Bullard's number.
Gotcha.
Because I'm going to blame somebody for this. No way I can take responsibility
Absolutely.
for it.
That's the
Let's
American
just
way,
see
right?
the off-speed pitch there. Not Lozoya.
If we get a little shot of the catcher here, see what they're going to do here. Looks like something's coming off speed again here, setting them up here with that little delay leg kick. And
that's popped up foul. The one of the captains, Zoya is one of the captains on this Cardinal team.
It's a great number he's wearing there, the little Lance Parrish.
You know, we're having this conversation today, and I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. But Lance Parrish and Bill Freehan, so underrated as you see this one foul off in one play.
Absolutely.
Bill Freehan should have probably been in the Hall of Fame before Whitaker and Tramp.
Yes.
And the guy started like 11 consecutive All-Star games.
Yep.
And somehow he's not in the Hall of Fame. And it's not playing in New York, you know, not being Yogi Berra.
Yep. It's definitely your market sometimes helps you.
Yeah. That one's in the dirt.
Oh, come on, Blue.
Saw somebody yesterday in the majors, I forget which game, hit one of those.
Yeah.
That was a...
It was a 3. It was last week. The White Sox player hit the 3-0 pitch, and
but the 56 footer I saw the other day that skipped up and everybody kind of froze. Oh, there's a nice off-speed pitch.
That's a great location on that pitch count right there, and it's these guys are working well. Like I said earlier, there you are. They got
3 strikeouts for Harancic so far.
They got their game plan ready and know what they want to do with these guys.
Bring up the right fielder, Taylor McMiller. 3-year varsity player.
We need you here, Brian.
Here's the rock and the pitch.
Hey, good cut.
A lot of foul balls in this one so far.
Yeah, that means a lot. Your pitcher's he's in the zone, but he's moving it up and down, he's making it or not being able to put the barrel on the ball, and just moving, changes his spots and changing that eye level. That's a sign of a good pitcher there.
There's one a little high, above the letters. Infield, the third baseman playing a little shallow. There's a nice off-speed pitch. So Harancic really mixing up his pitches here.
And that's huge. When you can do that with that, especially at this age level in the high school game, that's you're really changing the eye level, and we also used to call it a good mix.
There's a swing and a miss at a letter high fastball. 4 strikeouts for Harancic.
He's in a groove right now. He's 4 through 1 2/3. He's doing well.
This will bring up Mejia.
See what he does with the left-handed batter here.
Lefty versus lefty. Big swing and a miss.
Didn't seem to phase him there. He challenged him there on the inside third of the plate. Kind of what we call living in the river there between the batter's box and the black of the plate.
That one misses outside. See everybody behind home plate with umbrellas because it's so sunny and bright and warmed up. Cool morning. We've been out here since about 9 o'clock this morning, and it was in the 50s and cloudy and threatening to rain. Did you see that one up high?
Yeah, it didn't look promising this morning as I left the house.
No.
And black clouds, but definitely turned into a great day out here.
One of 2 games we'll be bringing you this week on GCTV. We'll have the Cougars and Brighton softball on Thursday from Lighted Field, as Barry Patterson continues to rack up the wins. This one is popped up. Center fielder puts it away, and the side is retired. So a pretty easy 2 innings so far for the Cougars. And Harancic, very impressive so far.
Absolutely. He's got his pitch counts down through 2 innings. He's in good shape. They have the new standards now for the MHSA, which came out a few years ago, where they have to keep their pitchers under pitch counts and for the week and days, and have to have so many days rests. And then you can keep having outings like this. You put your whole team in good shape, especially at the beginning of the week.
As we always do, we want to thank Jim Neve, Sharon Giangrande, and all of our friends at Incorporate Graphics, located kitty corner from Garden City High School. They provide all of the apparel for the crew of OmniDish Television and GCTV. And, of course, with things opening up and softball kicking back off for the rec leagues and all the other activities opening back up, they're the folks to go to for your silk screening, your embroidery, all of your other needs. It's Incorporate Graphics, located right there on Middle Belt Road. Check them out, incorporategraphics.com, incorporategraphics.com.
Head over there, get all your GC West and East.
That's right.
It's good to see the old black and orange and the blue and white. All these kids only remember there's used to be 2 high schools here. It wasn't when I went to school, but everyone talked about them. All the great rivalries. We used to, I know Coach Drop and some of the other coaches used to put together lists of what teams would look like in the 80s and 90s after
West was
after
a great
the merger.
baseball school.
Yeah. If there was still an East and West, what would the teams look like with where kids were living and things? So it was always interesting in practices, we'd have a little East-West game once in a while. And
Xander Telbert, the batter for Garden City, he's batting .363 on the season. So Garden City with more than a little bit of offense. Only 1 loss in conference, 9-9 overall for the Cougars. They have picked it up here in the last couple of weeks. This one is foul on the third base side. It'll go out of play.
Good to see that everyone's moving on that play, though. That's what you want to see out of your defense. Catcher's moving, third base moving. Doesn't matter where that ball is. Always get to the fence and find the ball once it's out of play, because that ball will always sometimes come back into the field. And you want to be ready to make that catch if it does.
Garden City lost to Country Day the other day, but before that they had won 3 in a row. There's one ripped into the outfield. And the last minute, it just kind of died on the left fielder. So Talbert gets the first base hit of the game as Brito misjudged it just a little bit.
Got him off the schneid there a little bit, and now they got that first base runner on. Everyone can breathe a little bit and relax and get those bats going here a little bit.
There you see the outfielder just trapped it. Just a little slow reaction. And, you know, something we didn't mention before this game started, these kids didn't have a season last year.
Correct, right. It was a terrible situation for the past year and everything. And when you miss your hole, it's kind of a makeup year here because you had some of these kids who are juniors now. Last time they played a high school game, they were freshmen.
Right, and Brito may have never played on this field in his life.
Absolutely.
There's one hit into center field. Easy play for Jackson, and there's one away.
You look at a lot of the teams in the area. They're basically, it's the COVID year. It's a lot of learning and reteaching a lot of things that these kids may have forgotten or
So that'll bring up Braden Earl, left-hander. He's walked 11 times this season. That one's fouled off. So the runner on first base is Talbert. One away, no score here at Garden City High School.
Yeah. Garden City's not giving away the inside of the pitch. All their batters seem to be right up on top of that plate. They're not going to get beat on the inside here.
Jackson, the center fielder, shaded over towards right, and the runner at first base, Talbert, will stay.
Coach doesn't seem happy about that down there. I think he just pulled his mask up a little higher so they couldn't see his facial expression.
We kind of have a blind spot where we're at. If flip over to first, they've got the runner picked off. Oh, he throws into the outfield. So Talbert is going to end up on second base after being picked off.
Yeah.
Melvindale doesn't execute the pickle, and he's on second base with one away.
Yeah, as a coach, that's one of the most frustrating things. We always tell them, worst case scenario, you take your kid back to his previous base. Get that ball up, chase him back to his previous base. If we don't get the out, no big thing, but we don't want to make an error there. Don't make that second mistake, and then, you do, and that's what happens.
So a runner in scoring position now for Earl. His dad, Brian, had knee replacement either today or Friday. Here's the pitch. There's a strike called.
Looks like the umpire may have given him about 2 balls on the outside edge there. That was
a little generous?
A little generous. It was a good take by the batter.
There you see the runner on second base is Talbert. Pitcher looks him back. Down low.
Two and two with him. See what he does here. I know he's not going to get beat on the inside though. That's a good aggressive stance. I like it. He's not going to. That barrel's going to cover the whole plate.
Left-hander from the stretch. He went after a eye-high pitch and popped it up. First baseman fighting the sun. Lazoya brings it in, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, he's going to want that at bat back, and that's a. He's going to be wishing he had a better pitch to swing at in that situation there.
He got around on it.
Yeah,
it was just too high.
A little high.
So that'll bring up Mike Nazarowski, the right fielder for Garden City.
Make a mental note of that at bat and remember that next time up.
Up high. Nazarowski batting .266.
Nazarowski, that would be any relation to, what would it be, Will Nazarowski? Wasn't that the
whole slew of them, right?
That's an interesting thing doing these games. You see the names and all the people, and you're like, okay, whose kid is that?
They say it's a Garden City thing. If people hanging around for a while, that's a Garden City thing.
Yep.
In the dirt, down low. So 2 balls and a strike on Nazarowski.
It's a good situation here for the batter. He's got to get a pitch to hit here, and hopefully put something on the green and get a line drive 30 infield here. Try and get that run in here.
Ford steps off. A lot of people here for this game. Nice to see. On a Monday afternoon. Ford looks him back. There's a pop-up. This may go into foul territory. Left fielder chasing it. And the shortstop comes out of nowhere. Ochoa
Great effort
had made
on
the
that
play.
Absolutely. What a play. Never give up. Never say die. Go after that ball till you hear somebody call you off. That's the way to play that play. Great job.
I'm not sure the left fielder picked it up immediately.
Yeah, it seems like he may be having a little issue seeing the ball off the bat here. I mean, the sun's behind him, behind us here, and coming out of the first base side or not. But
Major league play by Ochoa.
Absolutely.
Nice job by Ochoa. Garden City threatens but does not score. No runs in the inning on a hit. 1 runner left on base. We head to the third. Still no score here at Garden City High School. Coach Murray, the first-year coach of Garden City with 23 years coaching experience, either as an assistant or a JV at Catholic Central, New Boston, at RU, and at Utzel Ford in his first year here at Garden City High School. So
yeah, he's got a lot of experience, and he's looking to get the Cougars back on the winning ways. And they've had some great years in the past 5 to 10 years with their former coach John Evans, and now he's here to make his mark and put his stamp on the program. So.
Well, Garden City has always been very impressive in spring sports.
Absolutely.
Always been impressive in baseball, always been impressive in softball.
Yeah, and that's, you tool around some of the adult softball, fast pitch softball leagues and slow pitch softball leagues, and you get known as you're a Garden City guy, so they know you're going to play tough. They know you're going to play with a little bit of grit and get out there and get after it and just play the game the way it's supposed to be played. So
soccer team won their conference this year.
Yep.
And we'll take a look at it in a little while, but new field going in at football. New field turf surface going in. Part of the big $50 million bond issue that was passed by the voters. There's one outside. Nice pitch.
Yeah, and that says, when you can pass that bond, and it says a lot about your community.
In the middle of the pandemic.
Exactly. It says a lot about your community. They're behind their kids. They're going to support them and make sure that they have the best facilities around to play on.
Swing and a miss and one in the dirt for Johnson. Johnson, Ford, and Stanley, 7, 8, and 9 for Melvindale here in the third. Swing and a miss. Well, he's mixing his speeds, isn't
Absolutely. He's doing a great job out there. I don't know if this is the style bat that this batter is using, but if you notice, it's got it's called a torque, where the handle actually torques, so you can turn it. And some batters like it, some don't. It's
the handle or just the knob?
The bottom quarter of the handle will turn in your hand, so you get more. Yeah, it's a weird feel, but some batters like it. So.
Suppose you can grip it hard. He actually chokes up a little bit.
Yeah, so he may be above it. If that's even the model, I can't really tell what it is.
But you do not see a lot of guys choke up, especially at this level.
Yeah, it's a good approach with 2 strikes on you. Choke up, put the ball in play.
That's outside ball 4, so Johnson is the first base runner for the Cardinals. And that'll bring up Johnny Ford, the pitcher.
Yeah, you got the pitcher versus pitcher right here. See what they got for each other.
Another lefty-lefty matchup. The battle of the stirrup socks between the pitchers. You gotta like that.
That's great to see, though.
Glad they came back.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the knicker pants and the stirrups and.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the pajamas. There's a foul ball at home plate.
Yeah, it's as coaching some youth teams now and my son's teams, I'm one of those things that you just kind of.
There's an example of both right there down at first base. Yeah. One of each.
You just kind of let it go and say, okay, that's what you like, fine.
Well, that was Biggio and Bagwell and those guys right there, the ones that kind of phased. I mean, guys were phasing them out anyways, but never went to the let's just wear sweatpants and call them baseball pants.
the Fab Five.
Right. There's a fly ball into center field. Wackrow camps under it, puts it away, throws it back towards first. It's kind of ill-advised.
Yeah, Coach may be gritting his teeth under that mask in the dugout over there, but you always want to try and hit that cutoff man, get to the second base, stop that runner from possibly advancing.
That'll bring up Jordan Stanley, and there you see Wackrow with it, and I don't know if he thought he had the runner caught off base, but yeah, the runner wasn't very far off the bag, Johnson. So that'll bring up Jordan Stanley for the Cardinals.
Good little move there.
Stanley batting .270. Excellent defender, according to his coach. Had the opportunity to talk to Coach Shepard over the weekend and communicated back and forth with Coach Murray over the weekend. I want to thank both of them because, like I said, we don't do a lot of baseball. And it's because it's really hard with volunteers, interns, part-timers, and the equipment we have, so we're giving it a shot. But Garden City having a good year, and with the pandemic, we've been trying to do as many high school games as we possibly can. There's a ground ball fouled on the third base line.
And that's something special that these kids are going to look back on in 20 years from now, and they'll record those games, and they'll have them to show their kids. And it's a great thing that you guys do here.
Well, and now that it's YouTube and Facebook,
absolutely,
all they got to do is look it up.
Yeah, but they'll have these things to look at for years to come, and you don't see this. There's very few communities in the area that do this, and it's something great that the city offers for these kids to.
Well, it keeps me out of the office.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Off
nice
speed.
Pitch. that may be the plan.
1-2 is the count at Stanley. Well, we were out here on Friday, and it was hot as heck.
Yeah.
And our crew was made up of me, who just had knee surgery 4 weeks ago, a pregnant girl, as you see the throw to first, and a couple of people that were in kind of rough shape, but we were all out here trying to do the best we could, getting everything set up. A lot of moving parts.
Not fast, but moving.
No, just moving. Harancic comes to the plate. Ochoa with a leadoff hitter on deck. One away. Top three, Garden City High School.
Nice pitch
Popped
there.
up at home plate. Catcher Bozeman chases after it. It'll go out of play, just over the backstop. A lot of noise coming out of the crowd for that one.
Yeah, that's sounds like the Melvindale dugout over here, trying to rattle the pitcher, as they say here, a little bit, and coach giving the signs there to the catcher. What do we want to throw? We're going to try and work them away here a little bit.
Runner with a short lead at first.
Nice
Off-speed pitch.
No.
Catcher doesn't know where it is, and Stanley is, well, he's going to be out anyways, right?
Yes. First base occupied, batter is out on the drop third straight. But what you see,
I got kind of excited.
Yeah, what happens a lot of times though is even when the catcher will catch that ball or keep it in front of him with the first base occupied, those batters sometimes they're taught to take off the first base and try and draw a throw, and then the runner takes off the second base on the throw to first base.
So Johnson will advance to second base with two down here in the third. The last one's a pass ball on Harancic, even though on the strikeout, the runner advanced to second base. But, boy, he did exactly what he wanted to do with it.
Absolutely.
As Bozeman's going to head out to the mound. I mean, he wanted to grind that into the dirt.
Well, yeah, sometimes that's the best thing to do is what we call spike it up there and throw that 58-footer and then just let it come in at the batter's eyes and then just drop off, and did a great job with that pitch there.
Harancic has just got great action on his pitch. Choa struck out his first time up.
Working the runner at second base with the shortstop there. Nice block. Good feet. What he's looking to do there is just replace his feet with his knees, drop down, keep that hand behind the glove, chin down, block that ball. It's a great job by the catcher there.
2-0 on to Choa. 2 away, runner on second base is Johnson.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. 2. We
Johnson
need you
with a
here.
conservative lead.
Short. No one. Short. No one. No one.
Nice pitch.
Right down Main Street. 2 balls and a strike.
He's got to work hard to battle back from here. He's 2-1 now, looking to get back even on the count.
Let's go, CEO. Come on, 2.
Get back into control of this batter.
Short. 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 No one. Short.
Shortstop dancing around with the runner at second base. There's an off-speed pitch. Ground ball to first base. Earl takes it and an easy out. And other than the walk, the Cougars come out unscathed.
Yeah, sometimes the best defense is just throw it up there, let them hit it, let your defense make those plays for you.
So Earl handles the easy ground ball. Just a walk in the inning. And we're still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the third here at Garden City High School.
If we keep up this pace, we might be able to make the blue plate special still over at the Merriman Drive-In there.
Don't ever say that. Don't
now we're going to get them.
ever
It's
say
going to be a
that.
marathon game now.
Jaden Lee, Garrett Bozeman, and Charlie Mitten, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, will bat for Garden City here in the bottom of the third inning. Glad you're with us here on Omnidition Sports and GCTV. It's Jim Baker, and I don't know if he's selling Amway or what he's doing now. I think that was Matt Combs with him. Here you see Zach King, who's running camera on top of the dugout. On the first base side, Derek Van Dorn on the third base side.
It's good to see that's an iconic hat he's got wearing there, though. That's the
One of Barry's?
The intertwined GC there. That's
Yep.
You see that hat, and that's you know where you're from. That's a good thing to see. Sometimes these schools like to get too fancy and change things up, and lose tradition. But sometimes you gotta go back to it, and that's good to see.
There's a shot inside of the truck here at Garden City High School with Christian Gibbons directing and Zach Witt running replay. Rhiannon Flores handling graphics. Thanks to everybody for being out here on a summer afternoon. It is a beautiful day in Garden City as Lee looks at one outside.
Hey, you got this one. Come on, kid.
And we do have a nice crowd out there. There's a good amount of
There's a
people
nice
out here to
gathering.
see
It'll
this.
probably grow as people get off work.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss by Lee. Lee batting .409 on the season.
409. That's got to be pretty much tops in the area. That's a very good high school batting average he's got right there.
Grant is batting .447 and Harancic is batting .425. So not even number one on this team.
One on his team. There you go.
Cougar dugout making a little noise now. See Garden City's first base coach. There's one right on the edge.
Never underestimate what the power of a loud dugout can do to a pitcher out there. He's out on an island all by himself, and you get on him a little bit and see what happens here.
Strike at the knees. Well, kind of I do Eastern baseball, and a phenomenon the last year, because we didn't have a season last year, is the boys, the young men, making a lot of noise. They didn't used to make any noise. That was always a girls' softball thing.
Right.
And now even in college, the guys are making a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's more of a, compared to the softball game where it's a little more cheery and that aspect to it. The boys, they're more, getting on them, and it's a fun thing to see it. It goes back and forth. It's makes the game a little interesting, get a little chuckle out of it.
Yeah, because the
guys
are a little unmerciful at times.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you see Bozeman take a look at a strike.
And that's the funny thing. You get kids, they're about the 13, 14, 15-year-old age, and they start it, and you hear the cracking of the voices and everything, and it's pretty funny.
Ford still on the mound, the left-hander. Swing and a miss by Bozeman.
You got nobody out here. Good time for a bunt. See if you can move the runner up here, and then get a guy on second base with 1 out and possibly no outs if they see what coach decides to do here.
0-2 count on the catcher, flip over to first, and back in time is Lee.
Getting to that point in the game, we're almost halfway through there, and you got to start. Might want to start making some things happen here.
Go to the plate, fouled off.
Although on this field, you put a bunt down, it may just roll all the way to the third, right to the third baseman. So.
Well, or it could just die in about 4 pounds of gravel,
yeah.
too. Just missed on the outside corner. That's exactly where Ford wanted to throw that.
Absolutely. That was a good pitch. Just didn't get the call.
Come on, kid. Let's go, kid. Come on now.
Big gap between second base and first base as Bozeman looks at one outside. The runner holding on at first base and the right-handed batter. And Najia shifted really close to second base.
Coach just went through his signs here. He got his leadoff batter on deck, so he's in good shape here.
Comes to the plate, swing and a miss by Bozeman. So Bozeman strikes out, first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Mitten. Mitten flew out to center his first time up. Up high.
A lot of curveballs, a lot of breaking stuff from both pitchers here. It's good to see early, but once you stay on that, batters are going to start seeing it and get used to it. So hopefully you see a little more. There it is.
Knee-high strike.
A little more fastballs and really changing that eye level and working in and out.
Arancic on deck. 1 down, runner on first. Popped up. Gia calls for it as a major league pop-up. There's 2 away.
Good to see Coach Murray, though. He doesn't use, you see a lot of teams now, they're using those darn wristbands and everything and calling out numbers 8675309. And, it's good to see coaches using traditional signs, and sometimes those wristbands get confusing and delay the game, and kids are looking down on them. And
they become a total crutch.
Yes.
Because occasionally you got to let them think for themselves.
Absolutely.
There goes the runner. Throw down to second base. Won't be in time. It's off of Lee, and he'll be at second base, and with 2 outs now in scoring position.
A good break by the runner there, timing it on the left-handed pitcher and getting down and making that great slide into the base.
There you see, he was probably going to be safe anyways, but the ball went into his back.
Well, what you want to see there, too, is that second baseman's got to be in front of the base, covering the bag there. He looked like he was coming to the back side. Maybe if he's in front of the base there, fielding that ball, he may have a better chance of making the tag. But
Gabbard, nice job of moving to his right to keep that ball in front of him. Runner on second base is Lee. Up high. No score. Bottom 3. Pitcher looks back at second base. Swing and a miss by Arancic.
We got to do something here. We got 2 outs, need a little base knock here. Get that runner in here, and you're the home team. You want to try and have that lead going into the late half of the game here.
Yeah, with the outfield playing fairly deep, you see a swing and a miss. What I was going to say, so you get it onto the grass, it's not going to go very far.
Yeah. Hate leaving that guy at second base in this point in the game, but sometimes it happens.
So we go to the 4th inning. No score here at Garden City High School. So for Melvindale, it'll be Gabbard, Brito, and Lazoya. 2, 3, and 4 in the 4th inning. As the Cardinals try to get on the board. Both pitchers, though, very effective in this one.
Absolutely. They're both doing a good job of commanding the strike zone and working the zone with their catcher. They've got a game plan, and they obviously know how to work it and doing a good job here. Usually, especially at the high school game, that's when you start seeing pitchers break down 3, 4, 5 inning, and then once they get that pitch count up. But they've both done a pretty good job of keeping their pitch counts down, so they're in good shape to possibly make it the whole way of this game, if not at least through the 5th and 6th innings.
Well, only 3 base runners total in the game. Garden City with the only hit in the game.
When you're doing that, you're doing something right. So that's a good sign for both teams.
So Horancic comes back out for the 4th. The outfield grass a little high here after the rain yesterday.
It's Garden City high. That's how we like it. We like to control the roll of the ball.
Remember Sparky used to grow the infield grass as long as they'd let him grow it.
Yeah.
And I was at a game at Tiger Stadium in the 80s when the opposing manager came out and complained about how high it was. So they were out there with a push mower during the national anthem cutting the infield grass because it was too long. So Gabbard will lead off the 4th. He struck out his first time up.
I'm not quite sure though. But how long have they been in the Western Wayne League here now? When did that
Maybe
change?
5 years.
Has it been that long?
Since the Mega went away? And there's been changes. You know, the Western Wayne Athletic Conference at one point had an upper and a lower division. As you see a ground ball through the hole, shortstop goes after it, and it'll be a base hit. So now they're down to one
division.
Straight division. But Clarenceville has left, and Belleville has left, and the Dearborn schools left.
Yeah, they're all. I know the Bellevilles and the Dearborns, then the Etzel and Etzel is still
Etzel
here.
Stayed in the Downriver League.
They stayed downriver, but Dearborn and Fortson went to the KLA, along with Belleville, and trying to compete with they call the big boys there.
Yep. And as things
and enrollment, their enrollment kind of dictates that too. Though they need to be with those higher enrollment schools.
You know, it used to just be A, B, C, and D, and now you have, as you see, kind of a half-hearted effort by Brito there. Now sometimes you have 8 divisions in a sport depending on on what it is. And Garden City now is B in a lot of things, or Division II in a lot of things. Yeah. Horancic, left-hander, goes to first, just to get the runner back on the base and make sure he knows.
And that the divisions really don't matter. There's great talent in every.
Well,
Division
2 and Class B can be a lot harder
at
certain sports, absolutely.
I think they're going to, I know especially on the softball side, Barry's going to find that out this year with going Division II for his districts and regional. He's going to have to run through a lot of tougher competition, but he'll still be successful as usual.
Well, and something that Garden City has run into a lot over the last 20 or 30 years is that in certain sports, they don't get enough competition in league.
Right.
Barry, for certain, and without tournaments this year, because of the COVID regulations from the state and the MHSAA, they're not letting them play big tournaments this year.
You have to, yep.
So you don't get to go play those top tier schools. As Brito goes after a high fastball.
But both teams do a great job. Like you look at the baseball side, they schedule Country Day, they schedule some higher competition teams, and
Garden City will have Brighton in here on Thursday, and they play all the Livonia schools.
Yep.
See a quick throw to first.
Yep. So it's important that when you do fall into those situations where you don't have the league play, that you got to step out and challenge yourself a little bit and see what you got, see where you stand, because once it comes to tournament time, it's a whole different story. Nice
There's
pitch.
strike 3. Brito might have been looking for something off speed, and he got the fastball.
It's a great pitch, and it was up in the zone. Thought it may have been, it was a great call, great pitch, right on the borderline there. It's and
6 strikeouts for Horancic.
Yeah, that's through 4 innings. That's pretty big. That's huge for this pitcher.
Lozoya, one of his strikeout victims, is the batter. He struck out in the 2nd. Curveball up high.
He wanted that one. A little late break, but could have been either way with that pitch.
A little high. You often get that in high school. As
a coach, I'm begging for that one.
This one's a little low.
Let's go!
Rancic showing his first signs of maybe a little frustration. Throw down to first base and not in time. That one was just below the knees. Good pitch, but tough pitch to throw 2-0.
Yeah, just missed there with that one. Now you're 3-0. Now you got to really come in and throw one right down the middle here for him to get yourself a strike or get yourself a ground ball here.
So 3-0 count with a runner on first base and one away, and that one's in the dirt. So Melvindale with 2 runners on.
Great job by the pitcher here, though. He's going to go out or by the catcher, I'm sorry. He goes out and just slow things down for the pitcher a little bit. Guys are going to come in, maybe tell him a joke, see what he wants for dinner.
Yeah, he had a smile on his face.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So say, hey, you get these next 2 guys out. I'm going to go get you a pizza bread. We'll see.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. When you got a good combo there between pitchers and catchers, the good catcher knows how to control the game and go out and slow things down for the pitcher and just kind of take his mind off that previous batter and reload and get ready for this next guy. You're always thinking, you always want to win that next pitch.
No one.
So 2 on and 1 out. There's a fly ball to left field. Left fielder and the shortstop goes out for it. I thought that carried a lot farther than it did.
See, and that's the thing with these BB Core bats. It may sound good, but if you don't hit it true, you're not going to get a real powerful shot from it. You can get lucky once in a while, but you got to get those home runs and those gap shots. You're going to have to hit it true on the barrel.
So that'll bring up Mejia. He'll step out. Yeah, when I saw the way Grant was breaking in, I thought this was his ball.
Yeah. Again, they do a good job with that shortstop. He's working the second baseman or runner on second base right now, and he's getting himself back into position and still be able to break on that last pop up there. He
creates a little bit of a hole between second and third.
You gotta eat those 9. Eat those 9.
What you'd like to see is maybe the second baseman coming in and both of them working them a little bit. And even though you got the left-handed batter here, you can kind of work them from both sides here.
And Whitmer just pounding that glove behind him so that he doesn't get too brave as you see a strike at the knees.
Hey, you got this 9. Come on, kid. Hey, we need you here. Short!
So with 2 outs, the left-hander steps off the mound. And Gabbard doesn't budge at second base.
Just a little sneak there, a little peek to the runner, and try and see what happens here. Nice pitch.
Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch.
He's got these Cardinals eating out of his hand with that breaking stuff today. That's a great pitch for him. Setting it up well with the fastball and the high heat and going in and out. It's working well.
Both teams with 1 loss in the conference. These next 2 games between Garden City and Melvindale may very well decide the conference championship.
Let's go, JB! Let's go, kid!
And these boys know it. You can tell by some of the emotion they're playing with and the voices coming out of the dugout. They know what's at stake today. So it's a good thing to see.
Fouled off at the plate. Let's see. They're going to call this a fair ball.
Looks like that might have rolled on his leg and off his foot, but we'll take it.
And there was a hesitancy by the pitcher to throw the ball to first base. We're a little screened on the first base side, so I don't know if the first baseman hadn't gotten there or if he was waiting for the play to get called off.
And at that point, sometimes the best thing to do is just run it over there yourself and take the out.
Donnie, get the mask and get the pitcher. Come on.
Now let's take a look at this is a live look at the football field from our camera mounted on the press box. So the sod is all gone and the first layer of dirt is gone. And I believe they have to put a layer of asphalt down, which is a shame because that's how field turf works. But and then Durden build that back up. But they hope to have a turf field by opening day. Garden City plays their first couple of games on the road, just in case.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Good planning.
In case.
Yeah, having been at a few school district, coaching at a few school districts where they put those fields in place, it does. Nothing ever seems to go on time, so it's always a good idea
once
to schedule
contractors start, they got you.
Yes, exactly.
So, they don't always. I know it's hard to believe, but they don't always finish when they say they're going to finish.
I think we're still waiting for a softball field from 1991, right?
Well, Lighten's coming along. Barry and his folks have done a great job with that. We'll see that on Thursday, but they brought the outfield fence in. They fixed the warning track, brought in enough dirt for that infield to resurface about 6 fields.
Yeah.
So we'll see them on Thursday. There you see Garden City playing today. I assume they're also playing Melvindale. I didn't even check.
Yes, they are. That's the Cardinals in the black and white on the softball side.
2 games at once this week.
Well, we got a good one going here, Dan. We're 0-0 here.
There you go. Got, Grant, Talbert, and Widmer for Garden City, 3, 4, and 5 as the Cougars look to dent the scoreboard. Grant, ground ball to third base. Third baseman, across the infield in time. He double clutched for a second.
And I don't know what Melvindale, I believe they do have a grass infield, so it's a little different. This might be the only time they play on a slag
well, and
infield,
a full dirt infield
right.
too. This is kind of a obsolete
little different.
Yeah, it's time to get this field taken care of.
Yes.
That'll bring up Talbert, the designated hitter. He had a single his first time up. Talbert batting .363 coming into this one. Bumped that up a couple of percentage points with a hit. In the second inning, Ford still out there for Melvindale, and he buries a strike.
And where are we at in the Cougar lineup here? We in the top
3,
half?
4, and 5.
3, 4,
yeah.
5. So right about where you want to be, 4th inning. This is going. There you go.
There's one ripped into the outfield for a base hit.
Skip.
So Talbert with a couple of hits. He'll check in at first.
There you go.
And Garden City making some noise here in the 4th.
Get something going here with these guys. You're going to
bring up Nate Widmer.
You got your 3, 4, 5 coming up in the 4th. That almost guarantees them coming up here in the late 6th, early 7th inning also. So you get a couple runs here and see what they can do.
Widmer, one of 3 brothers that played here at Garden City High School, and his father, as you see that one fouled off, played here at Garden City High School. I don't think he was East or West. I think he was Garden City High School.
I believe so. He may have been a mid-'80s.
Yeah, I think he just missed.
Mid-'80s guy.
Being at East or West. So runner on first base is Talbert. Throw over to first base, and he's back in time.
I don't know if that was a good move or not, but the runner may be able to get an extra step here. He's got plenty of time to get back there. There he goes, extend that lead a little bit. It's always tough with a left-hander, but.
Yep. Here's the pitch. That one's a strike at the top of the strike zone. Ford with that kind of loose grip on that one.
Yeah. Little spinner coming right out of his ear there.
Down low. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Widmer.
Come on now, Wood.
Oh.
There's a ground ball to the second baseman.
Oh,
Slow hopper. He has trouble getting a handle. He did get it to second base in time.
Yeah.
So Talbert is forced at second base.
Pitcher
we might catch a break there.
Yeah, pitcher did a great job on that one. He kind of held his leg, made the runner go back a few steps, and then ball was hit. If he holds his lead, and he's probably safe on that one. But just
and a nice job by Mejia not to panic.
Exactly.
Kept the ball right there in front of him. So that'll bring up Earl. And another runner caught off base. Now he's going to have to make a commitment to a base and just hope he makes it. Well, that's way longer than you want to pickle the run.
He might make it. There it is.
If you're the Melvindale coach,
too many throws.
Far longer than you want to see a pickle last.
Once you get above 3 throws, that's too many. That's what we talked earlier about. Just make sure you get that runner back to the previous base.
So Whitmer didn't give himself up.
Yep.
So a runner in scoring position again for Garden City with 2 down.
And good job by the umpire there, too, by not calling him out for leaving the baseline. He had to leave the baseline because it was almost an obstruction situation by the fielder there. So
right.
Great job by the official, but to be in position to make the right call.
So Earl now with ducks on the pond, or at least one. He thought about that one. Looks at a strike. That's a pitch he's going to want back.
Absolutely.
Throw back to second base, and back in time is Whitmer.
A little spin move there, nice.
Runner on second base is Nate Whitmer. No score, bottom 4 here at Garden City High School. Dan York along with Steve Gentilia, our first Cougar baseball game of 2021. Another one that
that's
Earl's going to want back.
You got to attack that pitch there. Coach is taking notes down on the third base side there, and that's he took a note of that one for sure.
Comes to the plate, popped up foul. Third baseman watches it sail over the wall. 0-2 on to Earl. He grounded out to first base his first time up.
Yep, choke up a little bit. He's got a good approach going here. He's a 2-strike approach, choke up in the bat, put the ball in play. Yep, there you go.
In the dirt. This will get Whitmer over to third base.
Nobody here. Oh, we got lots of options here. Pass ball, base hit. Let's see what we can do let's try and get this run in here. Oh, take it. You got to wear that. Oh. This situation, you got to.
Corbin Burnson in Major League 2? Or
I don't know what he's got in his contract, but this situation, you got to wear that one.
There's a ground ball to the second baseman. He has trouble with it. Najee over to first base in time. The run does not score. And we are scoreless as we head to the 5th inning. We'll take a break here at Garden City High School. No score. The Cougars and the Cardinals. You're watching OmniEdition Sports. This is GCTV. Ford and Stanley, the bottom of the order for Melvindale. We are scoreless here in the 5th. Garden City got a runner as far as third base last inning, but did not score. Harancic still out there for Garden City. He has pitched to Jem.
Yeah, he's probably close to where here in the top of the 5th inning. He's probably close to 50, 60 pitches right now, so he's still in good shape without having to need too many days rest before his next go.
And obviously, if you throw a complete game here, as you see a swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, then you take a lot of pressure off of the team
Absolutely.
going into Melvindale, and some
Yep.
of these other games Garden City has to make up. They
Yep.
still have 2 with Robichaud. They still have a makeup game with Thurston. There's pitch inside.
I think it's as of right now, both pitchers just have to have 1 day's rest with their pitch counts in the 50s. Then the next mark is, I believe, 70. Once you hit 76 pitches, you go to the next. I think it's 2 days.
Way up high. Full count on Johnson. Ford, the pitcher, on deck. Spectacular day for baseball here in Garden City. 80 degrees when we started this one off. There's a fly ball into the outfield. Center fielder Wackrow loses his hat, but puts the first out on the board here in the 5th inning.
Great break on that ball, getting under it and seeing that ball right off the barrel of the bat.
So that'll bring up Ford. He flew out to Wackrow his first time up. Ford batting out of the 8th spot. He looks at a strike. Pitcher versus pitcher. You don't get to see that in the pros anymore.
Not often. Sometimes in the National League, they'll still be able to get those matchups, and then you got Ohtani.
Unless it's
the
Ohtani,
wonder child.
yeah,
Exactly.
You know, I was surprised. I know everything is a bargaining chip for the players and the owners, but I would have thought a designated hitter was a win for the Players Association, because that designated hitter is usually making $8, $9, $10 million.
Yes.
Whereas the 26th man on the roster is making major league minimum. And you see this one popped up. So I'm very surprised they didn't come into the year with a DH. As you see, Earl put that one away.
Yeah, and then getting rid of Pujols too kind of put the writing on the wall what their plan is, that they plan to use Ohtani full time as their DH when he's not pitching.
Right.
So.
That'll bring up Jordan Stanley. You know, of the COVID rules, I hate the 1-game wild card.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see best 2 out of 3, even if you added teams to get there.
Nice pitch.
I hate the 3-pitcher maximum or minimum rule. The 3 batter rather.
Yeah.
Minimum rule for the pitchers, because you're telling the managers how to manage.
Yes.
That's just that's instituted by people that don't know anything about baseball.
Right.
You see a swing and a miss by Stanley.
I do like the extra inning starting with the runner on base.
I could see it in the 12th. I hate to see it in the 10th.
Yes, gives you options, makes you play the game differently on the defensive side. Great inning.
Stanley strikes out, and a 1-2-3 inning for Harancic. So we'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still no score. We talked about that both of these teams are in the same district. Garden City will wait for the winner of the Melvindale Henry Ford Academy game, and Divine Child and Annapolis will be in the other side. And we say it's at Annapolis, but I'm pretty sure this one's at Divine Child.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Divine Child is the host of that district. And again, there's an example of Garden City dropping down now to Division II and playing places they've not played before against teams they've not played against.
Right, you're pretty. That's the good job by Coach Murray there to schedule Country Day, because you're going to play a lot of that same type of team when you go up against a Divine Child. Kids who are, they're coming from all over to play and everything, and it's in the area, and it's sometimes you got to do that with your schedule. You got to step out of your comfort zone a little bit and mix things up and schedule some of the tough boys to get you ready for postseason. So it's great to see that he did that.
Yeah, and just going back to the MLB thing, I would much rather see them say you can only carry 12 pitchers.
Yeah.
Now you do what you can with them.
Right.
Rather than carry 14 pitchers, and you know, if you're only carrying 11 or 12, now you can't keep taking guys out.
Yeah, but I like what the Tigers are doing with Fulmer this year, kind of changing his role a little bit.
I do too.
It's might be his future.
Popped up, It's funny watching Nazarowski watching it
Yeah.
go out of play. Almost got Baker, it looks like. I know he's not coaching football anymore, but like I said, is he selling Amway or what's he trying to do down there?
Looks like they're doing some sort of sign up for something.
The new football coach for Garden City, who comes from Gabriel Richard. Now ask me what his name is. I forgot his name. It's just a line shot
Nice
in the
shot.
outfield for a base hit.
Great leadoff hit there. Now's really the time you want to start making some things happen. Look for a bunt to come here, bunt and steal. You get a bunt and steal down, you bunt the ball, runner's going on the bunt, got to see it down, then you're kind of opening up third base with the third baseman comes in to field the bunt, and you can sometimes steal 2 bases there with 1. So see what the Cougars try to do here, but you still do have the left-hander on the mound, so he's gonna do his best to hold the runners at bay here.
So that'll bring up Jaden Lee. Lee walked back into third.
And watch his hands here, see what the batter's gonna do.
Quick flip to first.
You rip one right down the third baseline here for a double. That third baseman's giving you all kinds of room here on that line. Ooh.
There's the strike.
Good pitcher's pitch there, right at the knees. Give him a couple looks.
Swing and a miss. Runner on the move.
And he's got it.
Oh,
no!
Did he overslide the bag?
No, he may have just come up a little short, but
I thought he had him. I thought he had the base
yeah.
runner.
Yep.
Oh, look at it. He just slid. He just
Yep.
slowed down. I
The
still
old
think he
head
was
first,
safe, actually.
Yep.
But
Go to the
dirt
booth.
slowed him down.
Yeah, the old head first slide slows you down a little bit.
Yeah, that dirt just ate him up.
Yep.
So now instead of runner on first base and nobody out, there's nobody on for Lee. Oh, that's a shame.
We got 1 out now.
And a swing and a miss. So both pitchers are just settled into a incredible groove. That'll bring up the catcher, Bozeman.
He's looking to make something happen here. I know as a catcher, he's probably pressing himself a little bit and try and get something to go here. So see what he can do with it.
This one's popped up down the third base line.
Get foul ball. Get foul.
Left fielder
All right, foul
chasing,
ball.
and it'll be a foul ball.
Still alive.
So 2 down, bottom 5. No score here at Garden City High School. Very good baseball game so far. Off-speed pitch, curveball on the outside, didn't make it.
Coach is down there saying, let's go. Let's just get this hit here and see what we can do with 2 out. A little 2-out rally here. Up
high.
You're good, Johnny. Come on now, kid.
Nice shots. Get down, ball. Yeah.
That's going to go all the way to the warning track. And Bozeman will cruise into second base.
Great 2-out hit there. Great piece of hitting there with 2 outs. Good job.
2-out double for Bozeman. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Mitten.
It's the guy you want up here, the table setter. So
There you see, and that ball did not carry anywhere near as deep as it could have.
yeah, that's that old Garden City grass out there.
Somebody's looking for time. There's a strike called. The third base, Garden City's coach.
Yeah, we got a courtesy runner here, I think, coming for your catcher.
Yeah, he was trying to get a little help from the umpire, but the umpire wasn't paying attention. we don't have 17. We don't have a 17, so we'll have to figure that out on the fly.
I'm assuming he's got some speed.
Yes, it's Wicker. Oh, Tyler Wicker, who came up from JV. So that's why.
Nice,
there's a ground ball
there
to
you go.
third base.
That's got to get the run here. Got to get the run. There it is.
The runner comes around third. He will score. So the pinch
two.
runner, Wicker, scores.
Nice.
And Garden City's on the board.
There we go, boys.
Wicker, the pinch runner.
And a great piece of hitting there by the batter. That's a clutch hit there.
Going to score that a single because that ball ate the fielder up. And then the runner was able to move to second base on the throw.
Well, ill-advised throw there by the left fielder, too. Sometimes you got to count your losses and just go and throw that ball to second. Now you got a guy on second with 2 outs. Another base hit's going to get a run here. So
the RBI for Mitten, as you see the center fielder and the shortstop go out for it. The shortstop makes the play, and the side is retired, but Garden City is on the board. They had 1 run on 3 hits in the inning. 1 runner left on base. We go to the 6th, 1-0. Garden City on top, and again, what has been a very well-pitched game for both teams.
it'll be interesting to see what the coaches do now with their pitchers, if they let them go or if they got different plans. Looks like Garden City's going to keep their guy in there, and he's in command, and his pitch count's in good shape. So
well, it's really been
okay.
a no-stress situation for Haransik to this point.
Yeah, you're looking for, minimal runners on base, and he's had pretty easy innings. Not, from a pitcher standpoint, low pitch counts and doing a great job of keeping his arm ready, and he should be able to go here. Try to finish this one out for the Cougars.
So a big inning for Garden City. They want to shut down Melvindale after putting that run on the board.
And it looks like we might have had a little Divine Child scouting action going down the right field there. Somebody in a DC hat checking out the Cougars and the Cardinals. So,
coming to their place.
Yep, you got. We're about a week out from district play starting, and that's when everything changes. The intensity amps up a little bit, and these boys getting ready to play for some of them what could be their last high school game. So,
and Garden City has done well in the postseason over the last several years.
Absolutely, and they do it's just kind of tradition like we talked about. It's a school that is known for baseball and the spring sports, and you keep those traditions going. In postseason, like we said, anything can happen. So one bounce of the ball in your way, and you're moving on.
So it's the top of the order. Christian Ochoa, top 6. 1, 2, and 3 for the Cardinals, facing Haransik. And he starts off with that curveball.
Looked like that one it broke late, so just missed the batter, but he was ready.
Up high.
Doesn't look like the Cougars have anyone warming up either, so they're looking to send him the distance here.
At least get him through 6, huh?
Yeah.
There's a ground ball to first base.
In front of that.
Earl with another easy play. 1 up and 1 away.
Good play by the first baseman there. Stay under control. Keep that ball in front of him. Nice little jog over. Get the out. As we like to say, you got 1 down, 2 to go. That first out is sometimes the hardest out to get in the inning.
Gabbard, the catcher. He's 1 for 2. Strikeout and a single.
Pitcher's giving a little nod like he knows that was a strike. Umpire kind of may have squeezed him there a little bit, but.
There's a fly ball.
Can of corn.
Shortstop chasing back, and he won't catch up with it. And that'll be a base hit for Gabbard as Widmer ran deep into left field.
Yeah, somebody's got to, in that situation, you're looking for communication and talk. And so it seemed like there may have been a little breakdown on what they wanted to do there. But you got one down. You're in good shape here. Time to get the second out here. And
by the way, Thomas Michelson is the new head coach of the Cougar football team. I was spending the last inning trying to find it on Twitter. So we welcome him into the fold here at Garden City High School. That wasn't a bad pitch.
no, that was good.
1-0 on Brito.
A little throwback to little Kenny Rogers there in 06 with the Tigers, but
yeah, but he doesn't have Vaseline on his head. Yeah. Here's the pitch. Remember the first game Rogers pitched? And, of course, you got Joe Buck doing play-by-play, who's the Cardinals guy, as you see the catcher going out to talk to his pitcher. And, you know, they finally, after all year, figured out that Kenny Rogers was wearing a different hat than the rest of the team because it hid the goop better and the sweat and whatever.
Goop, I like that word. That's
goop.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, G-O-O-P probably, but maybe not. Who knows? It's like the guy, again, for the guy from Major League that throws the throwing Visqueen and Bardall.
Harris.
Yeah. This
Joe
one
Boo.
is hit down the line, foul and out of play.
Got hats for bats and some chicken wings.
That's right.
You know.
Can always use a little help. 2 balls and a strike on Brito. Runner on first base is Gabbard. Went away.
Have a ground ball double play here.
Popped up, fisted. Catcher coming back to us, and
I almost got that.
Scraped the backstop. Bozeman working hard behind home plate.
Yes. Which is great to see. You know, the catchers are kind of a lost art a little bit, and it's good to see catchers working hard back there, moving, controlling the game like he's gone out a few times, talked to the pitcher, kind of calm things down, and you give up a hit, go out, slow things down, control the heart rate.
Here's the pitch. Gets past the catcher. Gabbard will advance to second base. So Melvindale with the runner in scoring position now with 1 away.
We're still in good shape, though, with the Cougars. You get a ground ball here, getting out, and you got 2 outs, possibly runner on second, possibly on third, but you got 2 outs. So
Moranczyk just spiked that one.
Yeah. That's going to happen, but you got good shape here. Get a ground ball, getting out, hold your runner.
Moranczyk from the stretch, looked back at Gabbard, comes to the plate.
Nice pitch.
Yeah, but he lost him. So ball 4, runners on first and second. Cougars up by a run. We're in the 6th inning.
I think he's owned this batter, though, pretty much all day. So
this is Lazoya. Well, he walked in the 4th, and he struck out in the 2nd.
So we're in good shape for another double play here or force out. You got options here, so good ground ball. Roll one up here, get a ground ball, a little easy out.
Moranczyk's pitch count growing now with temperatures in the 80s. Curveball, and
Nice
Lazoya
pitch.
swings and misses.
Swing right through that one. That's a good pitch. He likes to start him off with that breaking stuff, though. That's a sign of a pitcher who's got command of his off-speed pitches, so that's pretty good. See what they're doing here. Looks like going inside a little bit. Keep busting them in on the hands.
Another curveball fouled off. This one just rolls foul. So 0-2 on Lazoya. Set him up now for the changeup.
Yep, a little mix here. He's thrown some off-speed stuff, some gas.
Bitten to third baseman comes over to talk to his pitcher.
Yep.
Runner on second is Gabbard. Runner on first is Brito. Lazoya the batter.
See what the runners are going to do here. Melvindale may have something on play, but looks like coach is just kind of happy to be standing down there with his arms crossed and strike three.
Swing and a miss at the high fastball. So there's 2 away, and that brings up McMiller. McMiller 0 for 2.
Come on, bro. We need you, man.
Yeah, Melvindale doesn't look like they got 2 outs here, so you're looking to get a little base hit, a little something to See what can happen. Doesn't look like coach is really ready to make too many things happen here.
Ground ball over the pitcher's glove. Diving is the shortstop. He can't come up with it. Gabbard is going to score.
They got him. Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
my.
Sir.
I had Gabbard scoring. And the relay comes in, and he's out at home plate, and that's the third out of the inning. Let's watch it again.
What a great play. He's got the plate blocked.
He's got the plate blocked.
Absolutely. Runner went right around the plate, didn't get it.
No, he did get him. I'll be honest with you, I gave up on the play in the outfield.
Absolutely. What a great play. Come up with the ball, come firing. You got to take that chance, though, there in that situation as Melvindale. Right there, he's got it.
Yeah,
yep.
You can't tell for sure, but he did a pretty good job of blocking the plate. And from the umpire's view, that's all he can see.
Absolutely. And now with the new rules, you can't really block the plate until you have the ball.
Right.
So his catcher did a great job there, giving him his running lane, but still being able to catch the ball and slide and put the tag on. So.
All right, so Garden City, what an opportunity there for the Cardinals, but the Cougars shut down the runner at the plate. Gabbard nailed at the plate. Like I said, I had already had him scoring on my score sheet.
Yeah. Yep, thank God for erasers. For baseball and golf.
Gabbard, the catcher, very frustrated.
Yeah. And he tried to do the right thing there. It looked like he tried to make a little hook slide, but again, this gravel and that divot there in the batter's box may have ate him up, just like it did with the Garden City runner sliding into second base.
So McMiller was the batter. You had Gabbard on second base. He hit that bounding ball that went over second base. Widmer dove for it, couldn't come up with it. And I don't know if it was Wackrow or Nazarowski, because I had started to watch the runners. I don't know if it was the center fielder or the right fielder that came up with it. I'm guessing it was Wackrow.
Yeah.
And nails him at the plate.
Yeah, even had just a little delay, I think, picking it up out of that grass out there. But they came up and fired a strike right to home plate. Great, again, a great play all around from everybody. From the cutoff man was in line to cut it if he needed to. They let it go through, and a great throw.
So that'll bring up Grant. Grant's 0 for 2.
Now you got the Melvindale catcher behind the plate trying to still have that relationship with the umpire, which I'm sure is a little tough right now. Absolutely.
Because he was confident he was safe.
Yes, he was. Let's see if the Cougars can scratch a couple insurance runs out here and keep I think Melvindale's coming up. They're going to have the top of their order coming up here in the 7th, though, I believe, correct?
No, it's going to be 6, 7, and 8.
6, 7, 8. Okay.
There's a strike called.
Their Cougars are still in good shape coming to the bottom of the 7th, or top of the 7th. So
right, and they play 7 innings. I guess we should say that in case folks don't know that don't watch a lot of high school baseball. They play 7. And Grant muscles one into left field. This one's got range, and this one is gone. Robert Grant goes yard and gives Garden City an insurance run, a home run for Grant.
Great swing there by Grant. What a really put the wood to it there and got that arms extended. Did everything he wanted to do with that pitch. That's a great piece of hitting right there and a huge hit in this situation for the Cougars.
So Grant, who's having a big season as it is, gets his first home run of the year, and the Cougars now lead it 2-0.
That put him on the put him in the books for home runs. You got to get one to get in the books. So there you go. He's in there.
So that'll bring up Talbert. He's 2 for 2. And he looks at a curveball inside.
That's a huge run right there. Kind of put a lot of pressure on the Melvindale pitcher here to try and to regain some confidence. And like I said, you got to get that, struggling to get that first out here. So.
And Ford may be getting a little frustrated.
Yeah. Good opportunity for the catcher just to go out and talk to him, settle things down here. And
I imagine Gabbard's still a little hot at this point.
Yeah.
As Talbert goes after the high one, it's like, who's going to calm down who at that point?
Right.
Outside. So 3 balls and a strike on Talbert.
Right here in this situation, though, you're looking for one pitch. Looking for one pitch right in your zone.
And he got it, but he hit it off the end of the bat.
That's trouble.
Pitcher just deflected, and it's going to be an infield single. So Talbert is going to end up with a 3-for-3 day as Ford reached out for it. Again, a slow bounding ball. Ford slowed it down enough that made it impossible for Najee to make the play.
Yeah, sometimes your pitchers, if it's not right at you, you got to let it go. It's tough to do, but you got to let that ball go. You got 7 guys behind you who got to make that play for you.
Yeah,
That's
there
right
you see.
That's heading right to
Pitcher
the second baseman.
just slows it down. And Najee might have still had a play, but he's thinking he's got to get it into his hand and got to flip it over to first all in one motion.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to go for a little quick throw there, sidearm quick throw, and still had time, and would look like he had time to field it correctly and get the ball in front of him, hand on top, and make that solid throw over there.
So that'll bring up Widmer. He's 0 for 1, safe on a fielder's choice, back in the 4th.
And good time here. You got a 2-run lead. Put a little pressure on Melvindale. I'll show you what we can do with some runners.
Widmer batting .317 coming into this game. So Grant adds to his RBI total, brings it up to 17.
Yeah, he's struggling to find it out there right now. His pitch count might be getting a little high. He might be into the high 80s, 90s. We're in the bottom of the 6th here, so he's got to be getting pretty close.
There's a fly ball into left field. The left fielder in the shortstop.
Trouble.
And the shortstop makes the play. Ochoa's got great range.
Yeah. And sometimes you just look at a player and know that they're a player. So,
So that's the first out of the inning.
And the kid looks pretty smooth out there at shortstop.
That'll bring up Braden Earl. Earl's 0 for 2. He needs a base knock in this one.
He's due to do something here.
Left-hander wearing number 25 for the Cougars. Runner on first base is Talbert.
There it
There's
is.
One ripped down the line, foul.
He's got that little Mickey Tettleton-esque stance there, the high hands, and like we always say, it don't matter where you're at pre-pitch. That's where you end up when that pitch is on its way. And everyone tries to compare swings from generation to generation, and when that pitch is on the way, the best hitters are always in the same launch position. So
everybody used to talk about the '84 Tigers or the '06 or that group there. Even though that group of Tigers in the early mid-'90s weren't very good, man, they were a ball to watch. Fielder and Tettleton and Phillips and Whitaker.
Rob Deere and
Rob Deere.
They had Pete Inky was on that team too, wasn't he? In that era.
There's a strike at the knees. Yeah, Mr. Illich signed a lot of hitting, but not a lot of pitching.
I'd hate to get that bar tab.
Now when he gets past the catcher, Talbert with a late jump. Whoa. He'll get there. Boy, Talbert was unaware the ball got past the catcher.
Yeah, that's you got to read that ball in the dirt. Once you see that, especially with these guys throwing a lot of breaking pitches.
I think we're going to get a pinch runner again or a courtesy runner. Yeah, he made it.
Yeah.
But the where the play broke down a little bit as Talbert's the DH. And let's see, I think it's going to be another one of the. Was that a number 8 that ran out to second base? Yes.
Yep.
All right, well, we don't have a number 8, so.
Could be another late season JV call-up.
Well, we don't even have him on the lineup sheet, so it could be Hare number 9. So we apologize to his family. We don't know who he is.
Again, email Dan York at
Steve
GCTV.
Gentilia. Steve.Gentilia. Just swing and a miss by Earl. So he strikes out, and that'll bring up Nazarowski.
Got to try and get this run in here. We got 2 down now.
So the Cougars with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And a big swing and a miss by Nazarowski.
And we got a base hit's going to get you a run here. We need that runner to get a little bigger lead out there. You want to try and extend that lead out past the shortstop on delivery. So get a good secondary here.
There's strike 2. Nazarowski 1 for 2 today. He had a single back in the 5th.
Yep,
One's in the dirt.
Oh, watch out, watch out.
And a quicker reaction from the runner this time.
He wanted to throw that ball, but thought better of it.
Again, we're going to assume that's Hare. Cam Hare.
Got him. That's down.
And that,
wow.
Caught that off the shoe tops, didn't he?
Yeah. Guess I read that
That's the end of the inning, but not before Garden City picks up one on the home run by Robert Grant.
And they're coming
Grant,
back.
number 1 for the year, and we go to the 7th. Garden City looking for a win here at home. As we always do, our thanks to Lori, Matt, and everybody over at Sports Venue, the official food services provider of Omni Edition Sports, and GCTV as they extend the amount of people that can be in a restaurant and bar, as well as the length of time it can be open. And they support Garden City Athletics and have since the day they opened. And they support not only the high school athletics, but the GCYAA and all of the other programs in town. They do a lot of charity work for adopting pets and taking care of puppies. So check them out. Their phone number is 734-525-3134. They still have great carry out if you're not ready to head inside to a restaurant, but they've got great carry out. Check that out too.
Another Garden City business there that fortunate to have them. They do a great job supporting the community, and like you said, from the schools to the families, and they're with the I know they do a lot with you guys for Thanksgiving Day parade and everything. So it's always great to have those businesses who take part in the community, and they leave their mark.
So it'll be Magia, Johnson, and Ford, the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Melvindale. They trail by 2-0 here in the 7th.
This is going to be a key batter here. If we can get this first guy here for the Cougars, see how much he's got left in the tank out here on the mound. This is going to be it for him for about 3 days, though. His pitch count's pretty high, so see what he's got left here. I think he can do the job.
Harancic starts him off with that curve, and it just misses.
Right now, that's a great pitch, though, to start him off. Sometimes these umpires get a little squeezy in the late innings.
A little squeezy?
A little squeezy.
Ground ball to second base. Lee, easy flip over to first. There's one up and one away. That'll bring up Corbin Johnson, the designated hitter.
Yeah, do not ask me how to spell squeezy. So.
Okay.
SQ easy.
Easy. So I'll be honest with you, I didn't pay that much attention. Has Harancic been working from the stretch the whole game?
Yes.
There's a little looper to first
there
base.
There we go, boys. We got
There's two up and two away.
Yep, we got 2 in the wagon, 1 dragging. Now time to pick up that third out and head home.
So that'll bring up Ford. He will have a complete game in this one unless the Cardinals are able to come back and tie it up.
You got pitcher against pitcher here to try and get that third out. See what the battle is here. It's always the most interesting things of baseball is the battle between the pitcher and batter and catcher. Oh,
there's a fly ball hit into the outfield. Wackrow with a basket catch.
Great catch.
And Garden City with a 2-0 win over Melvindale. A big win for the Cougars. That gives them the exact same record as Melvindale in the conference at 9-1. Again, Garden City has more games to play. Melvindale and Garden City will meet up again on Wednesday at Melvindale as we see the final play of the game of Wackrow with the basket catch. Nice job there.
Yep. Huge job by the Cougars today to pull this one out and put themselves in great position to
a 3-hitter for Harancic. So
wow.
A well-pitched game for Harancic. As I count up the strikeouts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts unofficially for Harancic in this one. But just an amazing effort by Jimmy Harancic here this afternoon for Garden City. He just pitched a very, very impressive game as his career comes to an end as a senior here at Garden City High School, but they've still got 4 league games left. They've got Melvindale once, Thurston once, Robichaud twice, and then they head to the districts at Divine Child. So that is going to wrap it up from Garden City High School. My thanks to all of the volunteers, the part-timers, everybody that came out here. Also, we want to thank the Garden City Department of Public Service, Department of Public Works. They helped us out with some big generator and equipment problems yesterday. We thank them, as well as thanks to the Garden City IT Department, the Computer Services Department here at Garden City High School. They kicked in big. Thanks to Tobias Tuami, the athletic supervisor here at Garden City High School, for helping us get this broadcast on the air, as well as to both of these coaches. So for Steve Gentilia and for our producer-director Christian Gibbons, this is Dan York saying so long from Garden City High School. Again, the final, the Cougars 2, the Cardinals nothing. Thanks for watching, and good night, everyone.